Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me. I've got another pick a card for us today. This is your encouraging messages. And if you've never done a pick a card, what I typically do is I think of the numbers 1 through 4, and whichever number floats into my mind first is the one that I select, but everyone thinks differently. So if you're more visual, feel free to look at the piles, look at the stones, look at the colors, whatever jumps out at you first would be your selection. If you're having a hard time with your intuition, you can also use a number generator on Google. Just Google search random number generator and put in the parameters of 1 through 4, and it will select a number for you. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoy this one, and I'll talk to you in your pile selection. Take care. Hello, pile 1. If you chose number 1 or this stone, these are your encouraging messages. So pile 1, I initially asked Spirit to show us what you need encouraging messages regarding, and I've got the 7 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups here. So you guys are taking a pause to assess something. You could have put in some hard work and dedication. If you take a look here, it looks like he's kind of tending a garden here. He's looking at what the plant has grown, or what the crop is providing. It kind of looks like that, the way that this is set up here. But he's assessing it. He's thinking like, is my hard work paying off? Is my patience paying off? Is this the path I want to be on? Is this what I want to continue to put my efforts in? And sometimes this is a pause in order to do just that. Evaluate and see if your efforts are paying off, or if this is the correct thing for you to put your energy into. And with the Queen of Cups here, if you look at these figures, they have a very similar gaze. They both kind of look a little bit melancholy. They're both kind of examining something. She is looking at something almost maybe like a precious heirloom, or just something precious to her. So perhaps this is something that you have invested emotions in. Maybe you're taking a look at something that you have put a lot of effort into, and your emotions are involved. And that doesn't mean it's definitely a relationship. For some of you, it could be. This is a pick a card, so it's going to be a little bit different for each of you that click on these videos. But you are definitely taking a pause here to assess something that you've put effort into, something that your emotions could be tied into. You are currently probably taking some time to yourself, pulling back a little bit. You've probably taken a bit of a step back, and this could have to do with some kind of a commitment that you've made. It could relate to something financial, or it could, like I said, have to do with something that, it's involving your emotions. So this definitely could be a relationship. It could be a project, or, something, like I said, that you have committed to. So it says, stand by your commitment. You're strong enough to keep the promise you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. So when we get this card along with these cards and this promise card, this very well could be about a love relationship, or even a friendship, or something, like I said, you've been investing a lot of time into and a lot of emotions. But right now, what your encouraging message is, confidence is your key to success, and you may want to take a step back in order to kind of pray about this, or ask. It says ask and receive. Emotional healing is here. It's safe for you to let go of old emotional pain. By doing so, you allow your heart to mend. And your encouraging message is, it's okay to take a pause. It's okay to evaluate things. The answers that you need are coming. I actually thought of, and this is interesting because I have some vegetables boiling right now. I actually thought about a boiling pot. I think that there's a phrase that says a watched pot never boils. So sometimes when we are too intent on something, or we really, really, really want an answer, it's okay to take a step back. Sometimes when we're really looking for an answer, or even if you remember when you've taken a quiz or a test, sometimes if you skip over the question that's got you stumped and you move along, the energy just starts flowing, and when you come back to that, you are more than likely to have come up with the answer or to remember the answer. Or same with a problem that you have. If you have some kind of problem, sometimes it's best to just kind of shift your focus for a second. If you're at work and you're stumped, just, take a quick brisk walk around the office or something along those lines. So it's okay to assess things and say, you know what, I need a little bit of a minute here to figure out what I need to do, and the answers are coming. So that's your encouraging message. A new start is coming and your answers are coming. So I feel like in this pile, you guys have really been assessing what's going on, and you've been patient with something or trying to assess something and figuring out if it's really right for you. Your encouraging messages: stay confident in yourself, and a new start is coming. The answers are coming. You probably have been in this solitude, which is okay. That's a perfectly fine place to be. Sometimes we have to kind of pull back, take a step back in order to listen to our own intuition. The Queen of Cups, she's very intuitive. She's she's even psychic. So you guys probably already have these answers within. And if you take some time to listen to yourself a little bit, or take a step back from life and let yourself have a little bit of solitude, you will hear the actual answer. Okay, I'm going to get a few more cards for you guys. You also have the manifestation card here, which is really interesting. This is all about directing your thoughts and manifesting what it is that your heart truly desires, your true desires. So you've got that card. I want to get a couple more cards. What are pile one's encouraging messages from Spirit? What are pile one's encouraging messages? Spirit, what do we have to tell pile one? Encouraging messages. Encouraging messages for pile one. Encouraging messages for pile one. Okay, definitely patience. When I have to shuffle for a long period of time, the decks have taught me that patience is required in whatever we are talking here about. So encouraging message is just have patience. Things are coming. A new start is coming. Your answers are coming. Sometimes we need pauses. And you know what? I'm going to come back to this deck. Dreams are at the bottom of the deck here. You guys could have big dreams, or this could have to do with something that you are dreaming will happen. I'm going to come back to this deck because it's trying to teach us that we need to kind of walk away for a second, and we're going to switch decks. What are the encouraging messages for pile one, Spirit? What encouraging messages do we have for pile one? Thank you. Okay. So you've got moon energy. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. So like I said, yes, you could be in a state of kind of confusion or just not knowing 100% sure if your investments are paying off, whatever you're investing in here. And it's okay. It's kind of saying go with the ebb and flow of life. It's fine to be in that state. Confidence is the key to your success here. A new start is coming. Pray about the situation. The answers that you need are coming, and motivation is here. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about, they say get busy and do it. So this is all about kind of taking a pause, and once these answers come in, you will then have the motivation. If you're kind of wondering, why don't I have the motivation to do this right now? It's because you're in this little bit of a state where you're trying to assess the situation, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm going to, let's just look at this. This says, the Fairy Queen of Light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. So enlightenment is coming on this situation. Just have patience. It is coming. That's your encouraging message. I'm going to get a couple more cards here. What are the encouraging messages for pile one? What encouraging messages do we have for pile one? acceptance, abundance, and perfection. So acceptance, this card is all about the fable here is about this waitress named Cherry. She's cutting into a slice of pie for a customer that ordered a piece. And she says that she tells her coworker, she feels like this pie, like something's missing. And her coworker says to her, or maybe you're just a heart-shaped pie. And when she switched her perspective, when she started thinking that way, she made a whole bunch of changes in her life. She thought, you know, you're right. Maybe I am just unique. She actually did love her job. She ended up figuring out that she was in a bad relationship she didn't really fit into anymore. It was just that one comment from her supportive friend who said, don't look at it like you're missing something. Look at it like maybe that's you. Maybe you need to kind of accept that and then accept yourself, love yourself, be confident in yourself, and then reassess things. So that is a message for you guys there. This abundance card is about this man dropped some money down a sewer, and he was very stressed about it. He was drinking about it. He was trying to like calm his nerves. He was stressed about it. And this little girl, she came along one day and she realized that there was some money down the sewer. So she was clever, and she ended up being resourceful, and she got the money out with a string. So it's all about perspective and the way that we go about our daily lives. If we drop the money down, would we go after it? Would we know that we could accomplish, you know, what we need to get it out? Or would we just, I was going to say toil. I don't know why I would say toil really, because that's not what I was thinking. Would we dwell on it? Would we, you know, what would our attitude be? And also, it's all about perspectives. I feel like when this perfection card comes up, don't seek perfection. Life is not about perfection. It's really not. And sometimes when we are going down a path, it's about the journey as well. It's not about a perfect outcome. Sometimes we have to realize that part of life is going through these ups and downs and going through these learning situations where we end up learning so much just from going through the journey. So it's not always about the destination. You also got, what was the other card? Oh yeah, it was abundance and this perfection card. So let's try, I'm going to try to get a message out of this deck. And if it doesn't work right away, if it doesn't work this time, we'll just move forward. But Spirit, what are your encouraging messages for pile number 1? Oh, see, and it came right out. So it kind of was like a lesson for us to move on to something else. And look, it's saying procrastination. So sometimes it looks to others like procrastination, but when we put a pause in, it's okay. If you are going through something where you feel like you do need to take a step back and assess the situation, don't worry about what others will think. Don't worry about the judgment of others. Sometimes we do have to take a step back. This group could be divided. If you are assessing things for an extreme amount of time and you haven't figured it out, then you do have to kind of jump into action and get yourself motivated in order to figure out what to do next. Don't stay stuck in procrastination because you're trying to make a decision. Pray about it, and make sure that your confidence is where it needs to be, because I feel like some of this could be you in your own head, just the way that their heads are down. They seem a little melancholy or a little bit down on themselves. So just make sure that you are healing your emotions. It is safe for you to let go of old emotional pain. By doing so, you allow your heart to mend. So if you are the group that is definitely procrastinating things for a longer period of time than needed, just take heed that you need to heal yourself emotionally. Make sure your confidence is up. And the answers are coming. The encouraging message is still the same. The answers are coming to this group. I feel like you guys maybe paused, and ask and receive is here. So make sure you're asking your angels and your guides and God, source, creator for help. Inner child is at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like some of you do need to kind of go within and heal that inner child in some ways. kind of go within and see what those emotional wounds could be. That's how, when you go into that solitude or take a step back, make sure you're not just idly procrastinating, but using the time to heal. And that way you will not end up selling out. Selling out is all about selling yourself short or settling for things that 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 you're more worthy than what you're settling for, but you're just settling out of comfort. Make sure that you are kind of going within and healing those things in order to, make the right choices in your life. And pile 1, I want to pull one more card. What is one more encouraging message for pile 1, Spirit? What is one more message for pile 1? One more message. Encouraging message. Oh, there we go. Yes, don't focus on loss and lack. This card, when it comes up, it talks about you may have had loss and lack in the past, but don't focus on that. You can create a new pathway forward. Don't let fear or victimization, change your course, or, then if you focus on this energy, you do end up selling out or selling yourself short. Don't focus on loss and lack. This is a new time for you to end up empowering yourself and not being fearful. Let yourself have more faith instead of fear. And that is, this talks about learning from your loss and your lack and moving forward with those lessons under your belt. You also have go with the flow, let go, cleansing, and receiving. So just have more faith in the universe. That we also just talked about that. Instead of fear, replace that with faith in God or in your angels, in universe. Go with the flow, letting go, cleansing, and receiving. So make sure you are doing the work to put in the effort for emotional healing. And that is what I have for you guys. I do want to get Spirit's advice. One card for Spirit's advice for pile 1. What is Spirit's advice for pile 1? And then I'll let you guys go. Spirit's advice for pile 1. Divine intervention, yeah. God sends miracles to answer sincere prayers. If you guys are really stuck on this decision, please pray about it. This also says divine life purpose. Trust the signs and inner guidance which are leading you to fulfillment. So trust the signs. Trust your inner guidance. Like I said, you guys are very psychic in this pile. You're very able to pick up on your own gut instincts. And when you do feel like you don't have the answers, make sure you're praying. Divine intervention. God sends miracles to answer sincere prayers. Thank you so much for being here, pile 1. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you in the next video. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2 or this stone, this is your encouraging messages. These are your encouraging messages. So pile 2, you guys have some similar cards to pile 1, but I do feel like this is a bit of a different energy. So for pile 2, you guys could be currently kind of juggling some things or trying to figure something out, maybe trying to make a decision, make a choice between two things. Now, this is going to be different for each of you because this is a pick a card. So this could be about a love relationship or two different people that have caught your attention. This could be about two different jobs perhaps, or even two different fields that you're trying to make a decision between. We do have 6 of Pentacles here. So Pentacles can be about, this is about feeling like you're making enough money to be generous with your money, or you're receiving enough to give back. So we do see 6 of Pentacles even in love relationships sometimes, because it's all about a balance in a relationship. Is the relationship balanced? You may be very giving and generous, but are you getting back? Are you getting breadcrumbed, or are you getting a balance of, reciprocity? But if this is about work, this could be about, you could be concerned about if you would make enough money in a certain field or a certain job. So if it's about a work situation, you guys could be wondering if, how the scales will be working out. Like, will they be in your favor in regards to compensation, or will they not? So you might be juggling things in your mind, just continuously weighing out these two different options. It could also be about a field of choice. Maybe you're thinking about, yes, this field is very attractive to me, but I don't know if it'll pay enough. This is something I really enjoy. I don't know which way I should go. And the Lovers in that situation could be about contracts or negotiations, and you're trying to figure out what is the best contract for you. So regardless of what scenario it is, it does say have patience. Your prayers have been heard and they are being answered. So definitely pray about the situation. Some of you could be wanting to be in the field of service, or something to do with making people feel more comfortable or helping people through difficult times. That could be something that you're thinking about. If this is about a relationship, this could be about you being able to kind of follow your passions while within the relationship. Would you be really juggling the relationship with, your passion or your path, your career path, or your path of service? Or, would you be able to juggle the two? And really what is going on here is it says, don't let your past hold you back. Just know that you are capable of so much, regardless of what's gone on in your past. You have the hole in the soul, and I'm going to go to that after the past, because the hole in the soul can be about wounds. It could be, inner child wounds from childhood. It could be wounds of abandonment, wounds of, just feeling neglected, or, feeling like you've been really, really hurt in the past. It doesn't have to be childhood. It could be previous relationships, previous work relationships. It can be many, many different things. But what my overall message here is, you need to really accept and love yourself. Self-acceptance is here. And I feel like it also says, show the world the real you. So whatever path or whatever person lights you up and makes you feel like you can truly be yourself, brings out this little wild side to you, this passionate side, whatever career path or person brings out the passion, because passion is what really keeps us going. When we really love what we do, it feels like we never work a day in our lives. We feel like we are able to tap into our, true selves, show the world the real you. Also with a relationship, follow your passion. If you listen deep enough, you guys will already know this answer. Listen deeply to yourself. You've also got this moon energy. This card was in pile 1. It says, surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. So even if you are feeling confused, I feel like the encouragement is you will be able to, through reflection and listening to yourself, listening to your inner voice, wherever you feel most yourself, wherever you feel like you've gained this self-acceptance, wherever you feel you're most passionate or you're most creative, or wherever you feel like you can be your most authentic self, that is where you should that's the path you should follow, or the person you should be looking more at. Sensitive emotions is here. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. And protection is here. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. I also feel like you guys are protected while you're going through this. There could be a transformation going on. You guys might be kind of assessing something in your life, and you're transforming the pathway forward for yourself. You're trying to kind of juggle these two things, or trying to weigh these two options. You're looking, you're really weighing out your options in regards to something, and a transformation is at hand here in this pile. You will be going through some reflection, and I think that is a good thing, but don't let your past hold you back. You also got chakra clearing here. So it says, by clearing your chakras, you open yourself up to profound wisdom. So make sure that you are, going within and kind of clearing out the negativity in your life, making sure that, you're balanced and you're feeling, you're really able, the reason that you need to kind of clear your chakras and feel balanced is so that you can listen to your inner voice and, you know, listen to Spirit's guidance. We all have intuition. We all can hear those things as long as we are kind of tapping in and allowing it to come through. This definitely could be regarding unity or a relationship. It says you're spiritually connected to everyone through God. Use this sacred bond to heal your family, friends, and yourself. And you also got natural beauty and authenticity, purification and detoxification. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. So you've got that clearing twice. This is also about clearing. And then you got spiritual protection. You've also got that twice. And this is a second message of self-acceptance, your natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. So you guys have some double messages here. So they're very important, very potent energy here. You guys are definitely spiritually protected. You're being watched over and protected at this time. You are so beautiful. Make sure you're being authentic with who you truly are. Your authenticity will lead you to the correct choice, whatever it is that you're trying to choose. Just make sure that you're clearing out the negativity from your life, and whatever makes you feel like you want to create more or produce more, wherever your passions lie, that is the next step. That is the next step to take. You will figure it out. I'm going to pull another card from this deck. What card wants to speak to pile 2? What card wants to speak to pile 2? What card wants to speak to pile 2? Thank you. You know what, before I move on to this card, I just want to mention, when you get this wild card, this is all about letting your hair down, letting yourself have fun, at letting your wild side out a little bit in a safe way, in a healthy way, like running through the grass with bare feet or letting the wind blow through your hair. Just who makes you, or what path makes you feel that way? Energized, you know, rejuvenated, excited for more. You know, your gut instincts usually already know the answer before you are asking. Healing earth, it says the power to give and receive healing. So you guys are definitely healing. You're able to give and receive healing. You're going through some sort of a transformation, and perhaps this is going to help you heal in some way. And also look how she's kind of like illuminating the pathway forward. I feel like you guys will start feeling more clear in the pathway forward for you, or what, you know, choices to make. And look, it's interesting because it says give and receive, and this card is about giving and receiving. So where do you feel like that would be more balanced? Which pathway do you feel would be more balanced for you? If it's a person, or if it's a, you know, career option or a career path, where do you feel like your efforts will be rewarded, or you will be acknowledged for who you truly are? It's a very beautiful energy here. I think that you guys will be able to determine this as you reflect and kind of come into this self-acceptance. Strength and guidance is right under that. So I feel like you guys, once you start feeling more at home with yourself, or feeling more in sync with yourself, letting those messages come through, letting your gut guide you, you will be able to take charge and take action. Absolutely. And courage and bravery is also here. So you guys in this pile are definitely becoming more aware of where your happiness lies and what would make you happier. It's very interesting. Thank you so much for being here, pile 2. I hope that helped you. I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you again in another video. Take care. Hello, pile 3. If you chose pile 3 or this stone, these are your messages. So pile 3, I've got a few storylines that I thought of when I saw these cards. But I think the strongest one that I'm getting right now, and I'll go through some of the other ones as well. I think you guys are feeling a little bit defensive about where you are in your career at this time. I feel like you guys are really trying to perfect your craft or really work hard at becoming a success. I also feel like sometimes you guys are very protective of your ideas, which is a good thing. I want you to continue to protect your ideas. We've got the Page of Pentacles here, which this could be messages regarding new financial opportunities or messages regarding finance. We've got the Page of Wands. This can be messages about creative endeavors or ideas. This could also be invitations. But also what I'm gathering from this, I feel like you guys feel like you're very green in your craft or very young stages of your craft, or sometimes people make you feel that way. So you quite often feel a little bit defensive and kind of holding your ground. I do feel like you guys are actually very good. I do feel that because you have this Eight of Pentacles. You're really working diligently. You're working very hard. And right underneath, you actually have this beautiful success card. You actually have pure success here. The successful completion to something, moving up a level regarding something, or, you know, garnering attention because of how good you are at the work you've been doing. Look how he's diligently putting in the work here. But what I feel is, you know, sometimes you guys feel like you have to defend what you do, or you have to defend yourself because you are viewed as a little bit less, you know, people think that you have less, perhaps, I don't know if it's necessarily, I don't really want to say less knowledge on what you're doing or less experience, but there's something about what you guys do that you sometimes feel like you have to defend yourself, or you have to prove yourself, or you have to like draw lines in the sand in order to kind of protect what you do, or protect your ideas, or protect, like maybe sometimes at work you feel like people can steal your ideas easily, or maybe you're very communicative and sometimes you feel like you say too much and then you feel like you have to kind of protect yourself. The Seven of Swords is about like sneaking away, you know, with your ideas, or being a little bit secretive, or like not letting people know your next step. What I did notice is all these faces are pointed, you know, looking, they're just kind of looking in the same direction. So I do feel like you're probably very focused on your future. It's just interesting. I mean, his body is kind of turned, so he's looking back. I mean, maybe sometimes because of what you've been through in the past, you become very secretive and you don't want to express the ideas or, you know, communicate as much about what you're doing, what you're working on, what you're perfecting. I also feel like in this pile, you guys are judged by appearance sometimes, or maybe you're very, very like, you may be very beautiful, and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but perhaps sometimes people misjudge your intelligence because of, you know how people think sometimes there's stereotypes with people that are very beautiful or very good looking. They just feel like they'll rest on their laurels, and they feel like you could even be like an airhead or something. I think sometimes you shock people. It's like a trick. It's almost like you're like, oh gosh, what's that? The ringer. You're like a ringer. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that expression, but like you're someone that people can, you shock people sometimes, probably with how intelligent you are or how good you are at what you do, because I don't know why some people in society have that, you know, idea, or there's a stigma attached with being really good looking. But sometimes, you know, people that are really good looking get underestimated because people think that they're just going to rest on their laurels, or that they're airheaded, or that they're just, you know, the phrase like dumb blondes. It's just, and I'm not saying that's true at all. That isn't true. What happens is people feel duped or tricked because you are very deep and you do have an expertise. You do know a lot about your craft or a lot about what you do, or you are very intelligent. It's like they feel tricked by like how the snake, how I just thought of like the Bible, how it talks about Satan, the devil, disguising himself and actually tricking Eve into doing something. Like, I think sometimes people really feel tricked by your skill or your level up, because you're able to really impress people, and you may get underestimated a lot because of your beauty, or because of something. It doesn't have to necessarily be beauty. For many of you, or for most of you, I think that is what it is. But it could be something else. Maybe people misjudge you or think that something about your appearance or something on the surface level of you is going to hold you back. But it's not true. It doesn't happen unless you self-sabotage. You just have to make sure you don't allow those preconceived notions to get into your mind at all, and self-sabotage. But I don't feel like many of you do that. This card was actually reversed. So I think you guys have learned how to fight through that. But I do want to say, be vigilant, because you did get the Stone People Vigilance card. Be vigilant with your ideas. Do protect your ideas and the way that you go about things. Just, keep doing what you're doing here with whatever you're trying to keep secret. Be vigilant with it, because there could be people that are kind of looking at what you're doing or trying to trick you in some way to, get your ideas or get you to overshare. This could even be people that really like to talk about things or, share too much. They might want you to do that. But just keep your head down like you are and do the work. You guys are doing really good with putting in the work. And that's your encouraging message. Keep your head down, keep focused, keep doing the work. Keep doing what you're doing in the sense of like keeping your secretive self kind of protected, because this vigilance came up. You're very strong also. And I do feel like people perhaps stare at you. You got the stargazing card. Maybe this pile, you are really good looking or really beautiful, or people tend to stare at you. Maybe you notice people staring. This says, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself very focused. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So yes, if you are having any confusing thoughts or trying to figure out your next steps, that is a message for you as well. But I do feel like this pile, you guys get stared at a lot. You have surrender here, and also take time out to breathe. So sometimes we just have to surrender to the divine and take some time out to breathe in order to take that next step, or, understand what to do next in our path here. And with this stargazing, how it says, your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation when you gaze at the stars. So there may be some things that you do need to surrender and take a deep breath, take a breath. You also have this financial healing here, which is why I thought initially you guys could sometimes feel like you're not as far along as other people financially in your age group, because these pages are here. I feel like sometimes you feel like you might not be as financially stable as others in your group because you have this financial healing card here. Your money struggles are a thing of the past. Be open to all avenues of receiving, and you'll be provided for in every way. So that is your encouraging message. That is going to start to change. I also feel like this pile, you guys may have a bit of insecurity, like I mentioned, because of things that have happened in the past, or perhaps some dishonesty that has happened in the past. Sometimes it creates insecurities in you, or you may have insecurities in regards to your craft or what you do, or, this thing that you're trying, sometimes feel defensive about. It could be because you feel like you haven't mastered it enough yet. You may have gone through this despondence period, but you have been persevering, and that is the encouraging message, to keep persevering. And this is part of your destiny, whatever you're doing. This is actually this is where you're supposed to be. So don't feel don't compare yourself, first of all, to other people. I actually thought of that when I saw this world energy. Everyone's on a different path. Everyone's going through something different. So don't compare yourself to others. That's not something that's healthy for us. And it's not really, it doesn't do anything for us because we're all on different paths. We all have these different paths that we're going through. But as long as you fight through your insecurities and these despondent stages and persevere, which I feel like you guys have already done, you will continue to build your skills and build your wealth and, fulfill whatever this is that you're hoping. You also have the tree wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sound it makes. So pay attention to signs. And also when I think of tree wisdom, I think of the way that trees are. We can get a lot of not only encouragement, but if we follow the way that the trees work, or if we look at how the trees are, trees actually take the air and they recycle our air and give us oxygen. So they are very resourceful for us. They are able to take something that's not useful, they recycle it and put out something that we can't live without. So that's what I feel you guys, if you keep perfecting your craft, you will come up with something that I feel will shock others. You will have something that is really beautiful, something you will be very proud of, this success here. And I also feel like, let's be reminded of how nature works with trees. So like they go through cycles, right? When we go through our different seasons, the trees, in fall, they lose their leaves. They go kind of dormant in the winter time. They kind of rebuild themselves. And in spring, they have all this regrowth and this like a rebirth. And that's kind of how life is. We go through cycles and they continuously make us stronger as we go through them. Synergy is here. So I also feel like part of your encouraging message is things are going to really start feeling like they're working in synergy, like things are really going to pick up for you and feel like they're really starting to gel. You have look at the bigger picture, and as I said that, the energy is gaining momentum. So that's beautiful. It's working. You guys are going to feel like things are starting to pick up for you. Just stay focused and things will start flowing effortlessly to you. It's very beautiful. You have busy times multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during the busy times and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. I also feel like you guys have to remain balanced and value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. You did get that insecurity that came up. Just make sure you're constantly reevaluating your situation and making sure that you truly value yourself. You are a diamond. Just keep that in mind. And clear negativity. Any negativity around you, just let it roll right off your back and just try to clear that out of your space, out of your mind. Don't give it a second thought, this negativity. Release negativity from within or around you. You can also pray for protection. If you do feel like people are trying to steal your ideas, or if you feel like people are, trying to get secrets out of you or something like that, just make sure that you, like I said, are vigilant about that, and just always pray for, the angels to protect you, or, things to be, all good things lie before you in the day. You can truly ask for that. When you ask for that, they will step in and help you. Life-changing epiphany or experience, it's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. So yes, I do feel like you guys are going to continue putting in the work, and this success is right around the corner for you. You just have to make sure that you aren't, becoming, just don't let anyone try to trick you. When we are shining lights very, very bright, we attract people to us. So just make sure that you are protecting those ideas and you are always vigilant, and make sure that you're praying about those things and just keeping yourself on the up and up, because, there may be people that are trying to dupe you, or, trying to get your secrets in order to spread them, because like I said, you have these 2 pages right here that are all about communicating and sharing things and messages and stuff like that, along with this 7 of swords. I feel like there may be some things that you want to keep close to your vest. So, and you're trying to kind of be secretive about it. And like I said, I do feel like you should continue to do that. So that is your message. That's your encouraging messages. Success is right around the corner here. And I feel like you guys are definitely putting in the work. Just continue to keep your head down and keep putting in that work, and all good things are coming here regarding financial healing and success. So thank you so much, Pile 3. I hope that helped, and I hope you enjoyed this. I will talk to you again in the next reading. Take care. Hello, Pile 4. If you have chose Pile 4 or this stone, these are your messages. So Pile 4, there's a couple storylines here, and that usually happens with pick-a-cards. So let's talk about the first one. Pile 4, I feel like you guys are really, 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 really busy. You have a lot on your shoulders. You have a lot going on in your life. You have a lot of burdens. You have a lot of things to carry forward with this 10 of Wands. You also got this Emperor card. So I do feel like there's an energy coming in that's going to help you take control of your life a little bit better, like carry these wands a little bit better. You're going to become more like the Emperor, where you're taking more control. You're able to kind of say no when you need to. You're able to say yes when you need to. The Emperor, he is the boss. He's the one that, you know, calls the shots. I feel like if you guys feel like you're overburdened, and perhaps this is a boss that's overburdening you, the message is to take on more of this Emperor-like stance in order to take control of your situation and kind of manage your time in a different way, or step back and realize that, you know, you can't work yourself to death. Look at the bigger picture. It's time to, Spirit's advice here was easy does it. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So I do feel like in this pile, the encouraging message is to kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Let things kind of, one of your cards here is ebb and flow. So kind of go more with the flow instead of this, you know, you have to try to kind of take more control of whatever these weights on your shoulders are. If we look at the 10 of Wands, you know, the responsibilities can be stacked up in a different way. This message might be saying, you know, the Emperor energy is here for you to take control of these situations. Or if this is a boss or manager, you also have this Queen of Wands energy that I feel is coming in, and you guys are going to be able to speak up, take more control in a really good, fun way. The Queen of Wands is very feisty, very energetic. I feel like she is more go with the flow than the Emperor, and I feel kind of like your life is going more towards this energy. Now, if you are the Emperor, and if you are the one that is constantly trying to control everything, and constantly the one that has to call all the shots, and constantly the one that has all the burdens only resting on your shoulders, or you are the one that is just constantly there to pick up the slack of everyone else, I feel like you kind of need to try to go more with the flow, or communicate that in a different way. Like, ask for help, ask for some of these burdens to be spread amongst other people. You don't need to carry all 10 wands, or at least, you know, examine your life and take more control in order to, you know, share the load. This is too much to carry. And I feel like moving forward, you guys will start realizing that there's more to life than just constantly day in and day out on the grind. You have forgiveness here. So let's say this was something to do. This also could have been like from a past situation. Let's say something happened with an Emperor like character, or someone that behaved like this Emperor here, where maybe you were in a relationship with this person, maybe a very controlling person, and they just kind of up and left you with all these burdens. It's time to kind of release and forgive. You guys, when you're working yourself like this, or taking responsibility for all 10 of these wands, there's some volatility that builds up because your energy is just so taxed by what you're doing. It's time to kind of Look at the bigger picture. Make time for celebrations. Make time in your life for your love life. Your encouraging messages here are forgiveness and release all anger. When we are taxed out like this, it's very hard to get a good look at the bigger picture. Look, his head is down, buried in these wands. And these could be ambitions. These could be all kinds of things. Each wand represents something else. This could be workload, family responsibilities, all kinds of stuff. This is just kind of telling you to take a look at things and figure out how you can reorganize those things in order to give yourself some time to celebrate and breathe. Easy does it. Remember that message. That's your encouraging message. Take some time to enjoy life a little bit. If you look at the Queen of Wands energy, she is take charge and a go-getter, but she has such a different energy than the Emperor. The Emperor is so serious and he's so regimented and he's so controlled and everything. And she's kind of like, she's a go with the flow kind of person. Look how she's sitting. She's like she is not someone that is so concerned with every last detail. She, like, even the way she's sitting, like her knees are kind of spread apart, which if you're thinking about how to be really proper and keeping all your keeping all your ducks in a row, you're not going to be like that. But this is kind of telling you, let your hair down a little bit. Give yourself time to live, breathe, maybe get near the ocean, maybe take a little trip. Maybe, I do feel like there is an invitation coming, and you guys might be kind of working yourself to the bone because of something that has hurt you in the past. Like I said, if this was a previous relationship that kind of left you feeling this way, where you were holding all the burdens or holding all the emotions or all the emotional baggage was left with you, it's time to kind of forgive that circumstance, release the anger, release the volatility, start healing those holes in the soul, and make time for that celebration. Your love life does want to come through. New or renewed romantic love is here for you. That's your encouraging message. Once you look up from all these wands, you're going to see that things are going to start to shift a little bit. There's love here for you. Believe in magic. Start to shift your thinking a little bit. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the Northern Lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. I feel like in this group, no matter which scenario you are that we've talked about, because it's going to be different for each of you, you do need to kind of look up and look at the bigger picture, because you're so buried in whatever it is that you're focused on right now. You're missing out on the joys of life. You're not going with the flow. You're missing out on the magic. You could be missing out on celebrations. You could be missing out on a beautiful love life. It says here, show the world the real you. Right now you're buried and no one can really see past what's got you so burdened. So it's time to kind of take control of that in order to, breathe in and breathe out and take a deep breath. Your encouraging message, though, is your hard work is paying off. I feel like you guys have been very burdened. You have this emperor-like quality about you, so you get a lot of things put on your shoulders. But I do feel like this fun Queen of Wands go-getter energy is coming into you, where you guys always have been go-getters. I do feel that way, but like I said, the Emperor is a very different energy than this Queen of Wands. She knows how to have a good time. She's able to kind of clock out when she needs to. The Emperor is not. He's just very methodical. He just takes everything on and he calls all the shots, and he's perfectly fine with that. I feel like some fun has to come into your life, some energy, some new energy, some creative energy, some, it's time to kind of surrender and, let yourself do more than just work. You have all this, do the work. You already have that down pat. You're doing that. You're doing the work. But now it's time to kind of share the message of love. Rivers of love flow within you, and others may benefit from this healing energy. Be mindful of each word that passes your lips. Now, if you are in that Emperor energy, this is encouragement to be a little less, I don't mean to say harsh, because I don't think you guys are harsh, but, be a little softer. Be more like the Queen of Wands when you're communicating. Be more, fun and lighthearted, and she's still very assertive. She knows what she wants, but she has fun with it. he's kind of buttoned up, and he just is always making sure he's minding his P's and Q's. You have simplify your life here. You've had so much going on that you're spread too thin. This has to change now so your vitality can recharge. And you also have this victim card. So take control of the circumstances when you feel like you're being given too many burdens. Instead of allowing that to continue, use this Emperor energy and take control of that circumstance so that some of the burdens can be shared. I also feel like you guys would really, really benefit by being creative. Once you get your head up here and you realize that there's so much beauty that you haven't been seeing, and there's so much just energy and life and fun, you will be able to be more creative, and that will just continue your fun. You'll continue the way that you view things, and you'll be able to have more fun. I also want to just get another card here. What energy is coming towards pile 4? What energy is coming towards pile 4? What energy is coming towards pile 4? Sorry, my family needs me. I feel like that's how you guys are. You're very burdened. People are constantly trying to get your help or get you to, they're giving you lots of responsibilities. And sometimes we just have to kind of put our foot down a little bit. Let's see. What card wants to speak to pile 4? Okay. Yeah, you know what? Also, I just noticed ask for help is here. The Emperor would never ask for help because he's the boss. He doesn't ask for help. He just does, This says, angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. Ask for help for from others around you as well. That miracles are coming. Oh my gosh, your encouraging message is miracles are coming for you. As soon as you look up to kind of reassess this and take your head out of all this responsibility and all this that's burdening you or resting on you, miracles are here for you. That is such an encouraging message. It's beautiful. And also this telepathy card came at the bottom. This always reminds me, we are all connected in some way. When I see telepathy, it says transmission, perception, communication. Just be mindful of how you communicate with others, because we truly are all connected. That energy just cycles right back to us. So, when this volatility comes up, just make sure you're paying more attention to how you communicate, because you did get that share the message of love. It's so hard to mind how you're speaking to others when you're this stressed, but it's time to really take a look at how you can de-stress, or how you can simplify your life a little bit, or who you can ask for help, from, and share the message of love. But miracles are coming for you. This is such a beautiful message. That is your encouraging message, pile 4. I feel like things are shifting. You're getting more into this Queen of Wands energy, and that is so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this message, pile 4. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope to see you again in another video. Take care.